We're 6 months into 2025, 6 months left to go. And let me tell you, this year's kicked my ass. But in the midst of that, I've been reflecting. And here's 3 lessons that I've learned in the first half of the year that I'm taking into the rest. Number 1, trust myself. I need to listen to my gut. I have a habit of gaslighting myself a lot or just overthinking. Even though my instincts are rarely off, I have a long line of proof in my life of how my instincts were right, how my first thought was right, my gut was right, the idea was right, and then I'll overthink it, or I'll be like, it's not logical, or I'll ask a million people for their thoughts, and of course then you get like their version of their projection of what they think. And sometimes it derails me off the thing or encourages me, but at the end of the day, I always knew deep down what I was supposed to do, you know? And so I would take a long time to make a choice or change. And often, they're paving brand new pavement outside of my apartment. Shout out, no potholes in front of my street. And I've seen the impact of like checking in with myself, listening to, being embodied changes the game. Listening to my body, listening to my instincts, slowing down enough to hear me, and then trusting it. It's helped me to act sooner. I'm still not as fast as I'd like to be, but I'm definitely moving sooner. I'm making more definite choices. And it's actually just opened up so much for me. Number 2 is when I radically center feeling good, everything shifts. At one point last year, I started shifting some habits, like summer from hell. My mom passed. I was exhausted because my tonsils were so big. They were giving me like major apnea to the point where the sleep doctor was like, I know I'm backed up 6 months in advance. We need to see you again next week to get you a CPAP. It was pretty bad. So I had been like oxygen deprived for over a year. I was not moving my body like I should. I wasn't sleeping well. I was stressed. My personal life was stressed. My work life was stressed. Everything was stressed. And I had allowed habits that I had like shifted out of my life and that you weren't serving me creep back in. And I think often, and I know if I'm not the only one here, it's like, oh, I shouldn't do that, or I should sleep more, or you're a bad person, or Rose-Ingrid, blah, 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 you beat yourself up, you ate the wrong thing, or you didn't go to the gym today, or whatever. It's a lot of guilt, it's a lot of shame, it's a lot of pressure. And so I remember I was chatting with a colleague, and we're talking about running because he's a runner and I've been in the running game on and off. It was a couple years ago. And he's like, now, and he's a little older than me as well. He's like, now when I'm like at an event or whatever and I'm offered that glass of wine, I ask myself, how will this impact tomorrow's run? Because for him, tomorrow's run is more important than, it's a key for him. And I've kept that with me in my little heart pocket. And I realized that like, when I frame it not as, oh no, I have to do these things, or no, I'm not, I'm a bad person or not good to myself if I don't do these things. If I center myself as like, what will feel good? Let me get radical and militant about feeling good. So you know what feels good? Fucking going for a run. You know what feels really good? Like getting a PR at the gym. Like I have been out of the gym for a month and a half or so just because life got crazy and stressful. It's been a stressful transition. And then after we did the Mud Hero on the weekend last week, my friend and I were like, okay, on Monday we're meeting at the gym. And we did like a nice little recovery. So we didn't, because we're still very sore. I'm still sore in some spots. I was like, But like just a recovery workout just to like get back into things. And you know what? I PR'd my leg press, even though I hadn't been lifting in a while. And that feels fucking good. You know what feels good? Like crossing things off my list. You know what feels good? When I wake up and I do the things I plan, when I do my fucking morning or night routine, when I take care of myself, I feel good. And like, so sleeping makes me feel good. And running makes me feel good. And lifting makes me feel good, and freaking eating things that fuel me make me feel good. So why would I not do that? Because feeling good's dope. And so if I get like really, really militant and really, really like intentional about feeling good, then I'm not turning down things. I'm not like restricting. It's actually liberating. And it's funny because on my birthday weekend, my cousin and I went out and we like, one of the things I stopped doing as much is drinking. I'm not drinking, but I'm drinking a fuck ton less. Last fall, like, barely had a drink between September and Christmas, which was actually really cool. Christmas happened, you know, you go out with family, whatever, but we went out and did a little like adventure bar crawl, and it was fine. Like, we had a cool story from it, we had a good time, it was litty. But let me tell you, coming home at like 8 or 9 in the morning didn't feel good. And then I had things to do that day, and so I slept for like 2 hours. Did I do it? Yeah, but it didn't feel good. And then I had like a class, I was doing a photo shoot that day, I had other activities, and I wasn't as present as I wanted to be. Did I get through it? Yeah, but it didn't feel good. And so it's one of those things that as I was like going through my day, I went, you know what? I'd actually rather go for a run than go drinking. Not because drinking is inherently bad. I'm just really becoming accustomed to feeling good, and that feels better. Having like going out and having how many fucking drinks over the course of the night doesn't feel good to me anymore. And so let me center feeling good. And so that's been like a big take home for me, is that like, let me feel fucking good. And if I center feeling good, most times it will benefit me anyway. Number 3, some things are not a luxury. Some things are not a luxury. And as an eldest immigrant daughter, as a fucking people pleaser, recovering people pleaser, as someone who's experienced emotional, financial, spiritual abuse, who is prone to saying yes when they mean no, who is prone to serving first and not taking care of herself, I am learning that some things are not a luxury. These are all tied together, clearly. But my peace of mind, moving my body is not a luxury. My agency is not a luxury. My rest is not a luxury. And so, again, these are things that I used to take for granted. These are things that I used to be like, yeah, I'll sleep when whatever. Or it's okay if I say no to myself right now. Like, you know, I'm going to help this person, or I'm going to do this, even though I knew it was harming me, or it was violating like my peace or my rest. Or like, I would always go the extra mile. And I'm not saying that because we need community and we need to be like mutually exchanging. But I'm talking to where I would overpour myself to my detriment, financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, time-wise, whatever's. And so I'm learning properly now that my rest, and it's not just sleep, like I need a lot more time by myself now than I ever thought. I actually sometimes need to be like, no, I don't want to do that, or no, I don't want to go out, or I'm gonna stay home. My fucking mental space to just breathe and think and connect with myself is not a luxury. Fucking moving my body, running this year more intentionally. Like, I ran through the winter for the first time, and let me tell you, running has forced me to be present, to listen to my body, to like, it's just not a luxury. I like to run. It feels good and it helps me function. So part of why I'm probably a little like right now, since I'm behind on running, but part of why I'm behind on running is because I'm running longer distances. I'm running like I'm training for a half marathon. So like, I know that if I'm not lifting weights, I'm going to injure myself the more kilometers I put in. So I'm also got to get back in the gym because it's not a luxury for me anymore. So I'm slowly getting back to those habits right now. It's good for my overall well-being. It benefits my friggin' brain and my peace of mind. And also, by benefiting those parts of me, it's also good for my goals. And so I used to like push those things aside for goals, for achieving, or for serving, or for love. You know what I'm saying? For acceptance, for like, oh, please need me. But it actually hurt all of those things in the long term. So some things are not a luxury. I have a fourth. Oops. 4 things. My fourth lesson is that I can always pick up tomorrow. I am prone to an all or nothing mentality at this combination of neurodivergence and immigrant home, where like, if you didn't get 100%, you know, I told you the other day, 90% was the other 10. There was no such thing as like processing. The journey didn't count. It's all about where we go. It's all about achievement. It's all about winning. If you don't win, you lose. Like, if you don't get everything, if you don't fucking get the big prize, then not. And it means that I did not appreciate the small wins along the way. I didn't appreciate the process. And actually, I have a hard time celebrating that. And I was talking to a friend about something that I'm working on. And she's like, you know, this is iconic, right? Like, you know that this is actually, like, this is incredible. And I was like, I might need you to remind me because I'm not good at processing things in between. I'm so focused on the fucking big goal that I can't see how I won along the way. And so because of that, when I stumble or when I start a habit or when I start something and I can't finish it or I stop, it's like, well, I stop. It's all over. But actually, I can always pick up tomorrow. One thing that lifting regularly and running has taught me is that, like, I can always pick up tomorrow. I get in my head like, oh no, I haven't run in a week, or I feel like I haven't been running so long. It's only been 2 weeks, and then I get out there and I'm still maintaining pace. I had work and life in January made it so that I wasn't as consistent as I was in December, before and November before the holidays, and I still signed up for the race in February. And I raced in a freaking snowstorm the day after a work event on minimal sleep. And guess what? I shaved time off my best. I ran a PR. Even though I wasn't asked, I pick up. I can always pick up tomorrow. It's forced me to be present, slow down, listen to my body, and I don't have to be like, I fell off, the world ended. I can always get back up. And so that spiral in my head that tells me I'm suck, I'm horrible, I didn't whatever is actually a liar. And I have proof now that if I just show up, like even with the gym the other day, I showed up and we went a little lower than my last because I tracked my workouts. And then look, turns out I lifted more than I did a month ago. I'm cool. Even sore post race. So like I can just show up and pick up today. I don't have to, okay, yesterday was a bad day, I can pick up today. You know what? I had a really great run yesterday and today's run was like mid. Cool. Tomorrow I just show up and I showed up anyway. And that matters. Those little moments, those little increments matters. And so even with this, like with a daily dose of Ingrid and the Rose, part of what I'm doing is I'm like, I know that like if I just show up and give whatever I have today, whether it's 80%, 20%, 10%, or 100%, that like it's more than nothing. And that if I miss a day, like I missed that last weekend, a past version of me would have been like, oh, well, sucks to be stuck. I suck. Look, I fucked it up. It's a daily dose. I didn't do it every day. I just picked up. And that is a huge lesson. And I think for those of us who have perfectionist tendencies, it's a big deal. So those are four things I've learned or I've been like embodying. Because I mean, I feel I've always been learning these things, but like they've really hit home in the last 6 months, in this past season, like this year, that I could trust myself and listen to my gut. When I radically center feeling good, everything shifts. Some things are not a luxury, and I can always pick up again tomorrow. So I want to hear from you. What are you learning in this season? What did you learn in the 6 months? Are you reflecting? Are you taking time to take a look at the last 6 months of the year as we prepare to take it home? You know, I think having an overview check-in is good every 6 months, every 3 months, every year, to see where are we at, how do we feel, what are we learning, what are we taking with us into the next half, you know? And so those are the things I learned. And let me know if any of that resonates with you, and if you have other some things that you learned yourself. And love y'all. Thank you for being here with me. Sorry about the freaking construction, and see you tomorrow.